The Simon Law Firm handles all types of cases, and they help people who have also experienced sexual assault. Find Justice, and this next legal expert segment has been sponsored by the Simon Law Firm. Joining me this afternoon is attorney Nathan Perlmutter. Welcome to Studio STL, Nathan.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, and this is an important topic. I mean, what are some of the obstacles that victims of sexual assault face when it comes to the civil court system?
Sure. The first obstacle, as with any civil case, is the statute of limitations. And that's basically a time limit for how long you have to file a suit after the incident occurs. And these can be pretty strict. So if the time limit expires, no matter how good your case is, the court won't hear it. Fortunately, though, in sexual assault cases, particularly with minors, the rules are pretty lenient. If the attack happens when you're a minor, you have until you're 21, plus another 10 years to file a suit. If the attack happens when you're an adult, then you just have 5 years. Another more specific obstacle in sexual assault cases is that many of these occurrences happen between two people that know each other in a private place. And unfortunately, civil courts are just not equipped to provide relief in those circumstances.
Well, you just mentioned private place. I mean, when you say a private place, private space, what does that actually mean?
Sure. Private place, I think the most obvious example would be someone's home, so in a house or an apartment. It could be a car, but the important distinction is that it's generally not a place that the public is invited into to be.
Absolutely. And so when it comes to kind of breaking down these cases and getting victims the things that they deserve once winning those cases, I mean, what can the civil courts do to help them find justice?
So one of the instances in which the civil courts can help is when the attack occurs in a place where the person is supposed to be protected. And common examples of that would be hotels, camps, religious institutions, medical institutions, schools. And what the courts have recognized is that there's supposed to be security measures in place, whether it's a security guard, a video camera, extensive background checks. And so the court happens when those systems fail, that's when the civil courts are able to provide relief.
I like that, being able to step in. I mean, and you deal with so many different people who have experienced this. What if clients told you about finally making that decision to come forward and get the justice that they deserve?
I think one of the most memorable pieces of feedback that I got from a client was once they did file a case, we were able to highlight the systemic failure that led to their attack. And so by highlighting that failure, not only were we able to get justice for them, but that client was also able to help prevent future similar attacks from occurring, and that made the client feel particularly empowered.
Absolutely. I mean, that is a very empowering thing to know that you are stopping and preventing another instance of sexual assault from occurring.
Exactly.
I mean, what is it like for you to represent victims of sexual assault?
I think one of the most important aspects of these cases with sexual assault, as you know, it's one of the most underreported crimes. And for a variety of very important and valid reasons, it's difficult for victims to come forward. But when they do, and we have the opportunity to represent them, we get to advocate for them, we get to be their voice, we get to support them in their decision to come forward. And that is a humbling privilege that we don't take for granted.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
Of course.
And St. Louis, if you find yourself ready to come forward, ready to speak out, find justice for any incident of sexual assault that has happened to you or someone that you know, look no further than the Simon Law Firm. They are here to help you. All you have to do is pick up the phone, give them a call, and dial 314-241-2929. You can also visit them online at simonlawpc.com. Nathan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And St. Louis, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this quick break.